Hello everyone, and welcome back to part 2 of my Prismata Expert Scenarios series. We're walking through the Expert Scenarios challenges / puzzles, and explaining, not just giving a solution, but explaining how to arrive at one. So, as I think I already mentioned, we've done the first 3, and we're moving on to number 4, Chill Factor. What's this all about? When strong chill units are present in the random set, low health attackers like Tarsier can become a liability, but synchronized Scorchillas can create big threats. It's been a while since I did this mission, but I gotta say, I think I did it without any Scorches. I mean, it certainly looks kind of like Tarsier. No, not Tarsier. Feral Warden is like the dominating thing here. Hellhounds are quite good. But blue-red is somewhat vulnerable to chill from red-green. And Feral Wardens seem generally good. So my plan is going to be, let's see, I'm player 1? I'd rather be player 2. Oh look, the opponent has, oh no, that's me. I have a weird Hellhound skin. He just has the normal one. Wait, what is the difference between... Okay, weird. Anyway, I'd rather be player 2 because turn 2 Conduit Animus seems pretty strong. But as player 1, I think I'll just do this, and then Conduit Animus next turn. Or maybe double Drone Animus and then add in a Conduit. No, I want... Is this crazy? And then Drone Animus next turn to let me get 2 Scorches. The nice thing, a way to play Scorches, not the only way, is to use them as a very slow attacker so that, obviously they are just a very slow attacker. But rather than, synchronizing them together, you can just buy them even before your Tarsiers so that, they aren't wasting attack against a wall. And then on the next turn, you have Tarsiers and Scorches both with a build time of 2, and then you build something fast, and suddenly you have 3 turns worth of attack all arrive at once without wasting any against a wall. So I'm going to try a turn 2 Conduit. I don't know if it's right, but it's usually not the worst thing in the world. Wow. Build an Animus, not building any attackers, and going red-blue. That doesn't seem so great to me. No. Scorches, please. Okay. Now, I'd like to build a couple Tarsiers next turn, although it might be Tarsier Rhino if he... Yeah, okay. Well, I've made this mistake before of building Rhino over Feral Warden to save a green, and I think it's just usually wrong. I do it when they're only attacking for 1, and so the Rhino absorbs all of it anyway. But, a Feral Warden with 2 health is better than a Rhino with 2 charges. Because it gets to attack forever. So I'm just going to do that. And, well, okay, here's the thing. On this coming turn, we don't even want to attack. We just want the Rhino to keep defending. Right? No, because I'm just going to build another Feral Warden. I don't know. I'm still not so great at that decision. Is it worth it to save some green? I could use it on Cryo Rays or something. I'll try this. I'll continue to make the same mistake over and over. Okay, and they're indeed not adding any more attack. Which means that all this can hit at once, as well as, let's say, a Feral Warden. Feels kind of stupid building a Feral Warden when my Rhino is already defending perfectly. I could build some more Scorches. I could build a Blast Forge. I could build a Feral Warden just as a fast Tarsier, not defend with it at all. I guess that's fine. I'll have it available to defend with later on some turn when I would like to build more attack. And I think instead of this Tarsier, I'll build a Frostbite because that lets me get a Blast Forge in. Yeah, which lets me do something like Hellhound Feral Warden as a potential future turn. And there's efficient, cheap ways to spend red, so I don't mind overteching a little bit. And you see, by having built all this attack, the opponent's already having to hold back drones. Now, he's gonna have a break turn where, like, we don't attack him for that much. But we have a Frostbite coming in, so he threatened to chill anyway, and he'll probably have to continue holding back drones. Yeah, so he chills a Feral Warden to kill one Engineer, which is, like, generally not such great value. This kind of stinks because he's not granular, but I can't really exploit him in any interesting way. I guess I can. I can hold one Feral Warden to defend with, and hold the Rhino to save a charge. Fine, I guess. I have a few too many Feral Wardens right now, so I'm just going to build Tarsiers as, like, more efficient long-term attackers. Is that good? I don't know. Let's build a couple Cryo Rays, actually, to threaten to freeze these Engineers he's building. That seems better than Drone. It denies him granularity in the short term. So supposing that I attack with everything, I'm attacking for what, 5? 6 if I attack with this Feral Warden as well. I can't really do much against, like, if I really, really wanted to commit to it, I could freeze these guys and get one, deny him one absorb. No, this is, well, I could do this. Now that all of this chill does a total of 1 damage. Doesn't seem worth it to me. And I think I would like just to build Hellhound, Feral Warden, Drone? Maybe Conduit to let me get more Cryo Rays? Seems fine. I don't really need more drones. And here's a Scorch turn. He's having to hold back defense again. We should consider something like this. Oh, look at that. We have a Breach. That seems like a poor play from him to offer this Breach. I'm definitely taking it. And I'll just build Feral Warden. I could build a Wall, which is perfect defense against 5, but Rhino, NG, Feral is fine, so I'll just build a Hellhound instead. And a Drone, and a Cryo Ray. Keep him frozen. Yeah, this is not enough to actually breach him, but it is still worth freezing the 2 Engineers because it denies him some granularity. He's going to lose 2 walls and a Feral Warden, and then his last Feral Warden will absorb just 1 damage, which is pretty nice for me. Keep building Feral Wardens and Hellhounds, drones and Cryo Rays, seems fine. He's miles behind here. He's just, he's dead already, but he doesn't know it. Unclick everything. And I guess we don't have enough to freeze the wall. Maybe what I can do is this. Seems fine. Feral Warden, Hellhound, Drone, Cryo. I don't know, the Cryo's not really doing anything anymore, but no, I forgot to attack with this guy. Cryos aren't really doing anything, but whatever, we're so far ahead. Red-green is just so busted sometimes. Like when it's actually playable, it's disgusting how fast it builds attack. I don't know, build more Hellhounds, more Ferals, and a Gauss Cannon. We got him. All this droning finally paid off. I get to build a Gauss Cannon. Amazing. I don't know, we'll just build whatever here. It's a very dog-themed army we've got here. Scorches are not dogs, and Tarsiers aren't either, but like, we're mostly Feral Wardens and Hellhounds, right? What's the tip here? Frostbite and Cryo Ray were much stronger in the early days of Prismata Alpha, but they dominated too many games and had to be weakened. That is certainly true. I remember Frostbites used to not have any build time. I think that was the only change made to them. Maybe they cost 3 in a red? Maybe they were released costing 2 in a red, nerfed to 3 in a red, and then changed to 2 in a red with build time 2? I don't remember exactly. And I think the original version of Cryo Rays had 1 health and just had permanent charges instead of using their health as charges. Anyway, let's move on to exercise 5. Expert Bot Challenge 1. So, a base plus 11 set. What are we being told? In this challenge, you must defeat the bot in a standard base plus 11 match with a challenging set of 11 units in the second tab. Many strategies are available. So I haven't done this puzzle or this exercise in a while. Let's read this set and see what conclusions we can come to. I've never heard this music. Is this really Prismata? Did they release, like, was there a patch overnight? What? They talked about there being one new music track they were gonna add, but anyway, whatever. I don't know what the deal is with that. Let me just double check. This is Prismata we're hearing, right? Yeah. Huh. Okay, anyway, what are we gonna do here? Well, there's a lot of green stuff. So I'm sort of inclined to try Breachproof with Thorium Dynamo and Vantage Cannon as like good Breachproof units, but the problem is there are good Breachproof units that both consume your drones. You can't like easily build both of them. So that approach doesn't seem too strong yet. What about Flame Animus? Is that gonna see play? It helps, you know, there's Perforator. I mean, like, yeah, it's okay. There's Arms Race, which is a pretty efficient attacker. And with Flame Animus, you could get out just 1 red. So, like, a nice amount of tech to have for Arms Race is, like, 1 Conduit, 2 Blast Forges, and a Flame Animus. Because then you can build, like, Wall Arms Race or something. I think we will definitely be going for Thorium Dynamos, so I won't actually have Conduits, I'll have Dynamos, but same idea. And then with 1 green and 2 blue, you can also, like, get some Xeno Guardians, which is a good absorber to have for all this. So that seems like sort of my general idea, is like, what units do I plan to build? I'll put those near the top. These top 4 are the ones I expect to build the most of. Well, that I expect to be most central to the plan. I'm certainly happy to build an Auric Impulse if it's ever convenient. Likewise, a Pixie is a good blue sync if we ever decide that we have too much blue. Perforator could be good as well. And Cauterizer if we ever get up to 2 red. Which, we could. After building a Flame Animus, we could build like a Perforator and then an Animus to have sort of like 3 red, but be spending 1 attack, have an equivalent of 2. I mean, Perforators are just like good defenders as well, so I wouldn't mind having a little bit too much red. This set seems to be rewarding over-teching. There's good blue and red sinks available. And if you ever get too much green, you can buy a Zatron. But okay, so that's the general idea. We want to go for like this stuff to get to Arms Race with Xeno Guardians and Flame Animus providing the red. So what does that opening look like? Well, we're going to start with Thorium Dynamos, and a pretty normal thing is like try to spend all your energy. That's more important. That's pretty important in the early game. And the best way to do that while still getting Thorium Dynamos is something like this. We have $8, we can spend it on a 5 and a 3 that spends all of our energy, or a 5 and a 3, and this spends all our energy. So pretty normal. He's going to go double Dynamo here, I assume. Yep, just a pretty standard Dynamo opening. And I want to spend all my energy, so I'll get 2 drones. I could get a Flame Animus, or a Blast Forge, but I think it's a little bit too early for that. I just need more drones first. With Xeno Guardian in the set, we can go sort of mid-econ. Not super high econ, but like you can afford to build up drones for a little while. I do want one this turn, and look at that. I can spend all my energy on Drone Dynamo. Perfect. I sort of expect him to build Gauss Cannons next turn. I don't think it's good, but it's something the bot likes to do. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, it sort of works because I'm not going to build a wall. I'm building a Flame Animus, so you got me. But, you know, it's just killing one engineer. And he, like, doesn't even follow up with enough Gauss cannons to provide real pressure, usually. This time, he kind of did, you know. But this means he's committing to, like, dynamos and Gauss cannons. I think that this arms race stuff should have to do that. Especially if he tries to go super breach-proof, arms race sort of punishes that, because the engineers that you get are even less useful than usual for a breach-proof strat, where they don't need engineers to defend. So, okay, what are we doing with the rest of our money this turn? We could build something like this. Another dynamo, another blast forge. This lets us build arms race next turn. And what else? I don't know, Steel Splitter, Pixie. Or we could build a Xeno Guardian and a Tarsier or something. There's a lot of options. I think we do want the second Blast Forge. Wow. Okay, I guess our second blue is going towards a wall. Fine. Doesn't bother me none. It's a shame that I can't build another dynamo. I'm just $1 short, but this drone should be okay. Venge cannons. Okay, so he is going like super breach proof. We can punish this by not trying to breach him. Give him engineers. It's not exactly the usual sort of punish, but I think it should work out okay. I'm actually going to build a Xeno Guardian here, even though it means I can't build the arms race just yet. Because I want to get that extra absorb. And we should be able to get back to building arms race plus wall next turn. I'm not sure exactly when to switch from Tarsier to Perforator, but right now I think Tarsier is better. Okay, so he's not going permanently breach proof. He wants to build walls now for some reason. Where's my arms race? They're on 4? Yeah. Oh yeah, right. We don't want to switch to Perforator until we're done buying arms races. Yeah, so I think the arms race is especially good because he's going breach proof, because he doesn't want these engineers. Like, I don't know, he sort of went breach proof and now he's changing his mind and building a blast forge. It's a little bit weird. Well, I guess we're not building any more arms races, huh? Let's just build a Perforator. Doesn't feel right. All these Gauss cannons to pressure are also a little bit questionable, because I feel like I'm the one who's more susceptible to pressure than he is. I'd love to get out more Xeno Guardians, but I don't really have enough blue for that. So maybe what I should do is cut a Gauss cannon so that I can like build Xeno Guardian wall next turn. Get out more efficient defense. I'll have Perforator to defend with as well, which is nice. Okay, he's letting us breach now. I assume that this is because he doesn't mind being breached, but actually he kind of does. He doesn't want to lose a Venge Cannon or a Dynamo, and we can kill whichever one we prefer here. I think what I prefer, in fact, is the Venge Cannon and hold back Perforator, because that lets me get out some attackers or a Xeno Guardian. I could build another arms race if I wanted, right? I don't know if I do want that, though. I feel like just getting more convenient, flexible defense is more important. But I can't really spend my money this way. Xeno Guardian is too efficient. There's an event going on. We can play potpourri mode. And I'll just build more engineers to replace the ones I'm losing. I think I will go with the arms race. Just sort of threaten... I have the steel splitters, which I can hold if I have to. Just threaten more attack, and eventually I think we'll get to him. But this is definitely more difficult than the earlier scenarios were. Usually when your opponent has Venge Cannons, you want to be clicking the Gauss charges, but I'm not sure. It could be better to kill the Venge Cannon here. In fact, it lets us wall Force Field to defend, and then we could... Are there any arms races left? Yeah. That's cool. He's going like Mass Flame Animus, which doesn't seem so great to me. Let's build one more drone. We can force field it later. Yeah, this looks fine. I think we're winning here. We've got to be way ahead. But he found a turn where we're not. Actually, I don't need to build. I can just build a force field, and that lets me get out a Xeno Guardian. It looks like he's going to breach here. And he could, if he really wanted to, he would have to absorb onto Rhino instead of onto Wall. I think that would actually be a good play. I don't think Expert Bot is going to do it. Oh, hang on. Cut these 2 engineers and build a perforator instead. That's just a more efficient use of my resources. It's 2 health for $3 instead of 2 health for $4. So, I don't know. I guess I should give him credit for it. Like, pretend I'm playing against a real player who would consider that I'm much more breach vulnerable than he is. Absorb onto the Rhino and then breach my Xeno. I think either line wins. This is a little bit more conservative, but we're far enough ahead that I can afford it. Yeah, 5 perforators. Good tech spend. Very efficient defenders. There we go. Let's get rid of these dynamos so he can't keep building attack. I don't know. Doesn't really super matter anymore. Oh yeah, I'm losing a Xeno. I should have thought about that. But that's fine. That's what they're for. We have just enough to breach him for a dynamo, so I'm going to do that. And, I don't know, build another perforator, another steel splitter, another Gauss cannon, some NGs. Seems fine. And now let's just sort of mop up here. It's going to be a while until he's dead, but yeah, this should just about do it. Wall supply has been depleted. Okay, well that's a little bit of a scary noise to hear, actually. Maybe I should build a steel splitter instead. Hang on, could I build a Zatron at some point? I could. Is that good? I think it's pretty dang good. I should have built him a while ago, I think. Much more efficient to defend, alternating between Zatron and... I guess I should actually defend this way. Yeah, and this turn absorb on Zatron. Assuming he has enough attack to actually damage Zatron. Yeah, okay. So I don't even actually need my perforator here. Just build more Xenos, more steel splitters, more Gauss cannons. Yes. Alright, we can't quite finish him off this turn, but I won't even bother building anything. So what is the lesson we're supposed to learn from this? A fun strategy with these units is to line up a Zatron click with multiple Nevo charges. Well, I didn't do that. So what did I do? What was interesting here? I sort of, I think, outlined my plan reasonably well before I started building stuff. And I think I basically stuck to that, right? I got a Xeno Guardian when I could. I bought all the Dynamos. Flame Animus to get me Arms Race and Perforators. And maybe should have gotten a Zatron a bit earlier than I did. But overall, the whole breach-proof thing doesn't really work because there's just not enough support for it. Venge Cannon and Dynamo are not by themselves enough to go breach-proof because they both want a lot of drones. And here there was quite a bit of efficient attack that punishes breach-proof by, in the case of Arms Race, giving it engineers that it doesn't want. Cool. So that was a good little exercise. Let's see if we can do Coffee Break 2. Destroy all enemy forces and survive. Alright, so we're back to a puzzle. Ah, I remember doing this. This is kind of fun. How do you approach this puzzle when all you can ever do is build cluster bolts? Well, first observe how many cluster bolts are in the supply. There are 10, and they do 4 damage each. So we have a total of 40 damage at our disposal. Are we going to need all of it? Can we waste any? The opponent has 3 Tough Gun bots at 12 health each is 36, plus a single grenade mech is 40. So we can't ever waste any damage. We have to be dealing perfect damage every time. So first question, and also, we would like to, as much as possible, build the cluster bolts early to defend our attackers, our defenders. So we could build 0, 1, or 2 cluster bolts this turn. Is 2 good? No. 2 is clearly no good because there's no way to deal exactly 8 damage. 0 or 1, either could be good, but I suspect that 1 is good because at some point, we're going to have to cluster bolt to kill a grenade mech, right? Whatever we do to the Tough Gun bots, at some point we're killing the grenade mech. So we could do this. How much green are we getting per turn? 10. Okay. So we want, after this, to only be cluster bolting when it's a multiple of 3 cluster bolts, right? Because that's the only way we can deal perfect damage to the Tough Gun bots, is if we attack for 12 and kill 4 gun bots. And it so happens there are 9 left in the supply, which divides 3, so that's good news. We should be able to do it. I guess it's not just lucky, right? That's necessitated by the fact that he has 40 health worth of stuff. Maybe not. Maybe there was... I don't know. We don't have to figure that out. Anyway, so however we deal with the Tough Gun bots, we have to deal with grenade mech at some point. And you could do that whenever. Just add 1 more cluster bolt to whatever you were going to do to the Tough Gun bots. And you might as well do it as soon as possible, because you take less damage that way. So we're going to do 1 now, and I think just wait every time we have 12 green, we'll spend 3 cluster bolts, and if we don't have 12 green, we won't do anything. That's my guess. Let's see how well that works. And I think Q should defend perfectly fine for this. Here we have 16 green, so we'll build 3 cluster bolts. Yeah, Q defended perfectly. Well done. We're getting breached anyway. Here we have 13 green, so we'll build 3 cluster bolts. And now we have only 7 green. Oh no. Well, we're going to have to wait a while. And he's probably going to kill some more conduits, so we'll have to wait again. We only have 11 green. But here we are. We have enough. We can cluster bolt him to death. And when you look at that, he has exactly 1 damage too little to finish us off. Yeah, with only 10 cluster bolts, you can only deal 40 total damage, and they have 40 health, so you can't waste any damage at all. And I think that, like, from that realization, the math of, like, when you should cluster bolt is sort of relatively clear. The only difficult turn, I think, is Not difficulty. The only not totally obvious thing is whether you can afford to kill the grenade mech right away, or whether you might need to wait for some reason. And I think that I explained why it is... Well, I know I explained why it is that I think you can kill the grenade mech right away. Maybe there's some better proof, but I think it's just sort of... You can treat it as two isolated problems. And the solution to the grenade mech is to kill it as fast as you can, and then just deal with the gunbots later. And if you do anything else in that game, actually let's go back and look real quick. Coffee break 2. If we wait a single turn to kill the grenade mech, we won't have that 1 health that we had left at the end, right? Like, let's say I choose to pass this turn, and now I say, let's build 4 cluster bolts, kill the grenade mech and a bunch of gunbots. I think we're going to be 1 health short. Actually, it might be even worse than that because we lost this conduit a bit earlier, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, we're more than 1 health short because we had to wait a while on some of these. Oh, it's much worse than that. We don't have 12 green yet. Oh, yeah, so we can't even kill him. At all. Yes, fine. So you must kill the grenade mech turn 1. And I think that I provided a decent justification as to why. Alright, we've done the first 6 exercises now, and there are 5 left. So we'll cover the last 5 in the next, hopefully, 2 episodes. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.